except for the fact that God is the judge over all the earth, and He sets things up and brings them down. Church, the actions of God in judgment and in mercy are not constrained by our understanding of what is taking place in this world. It is not. We don't have to understand everything so as to give credence to the hand and heart of God, because in our finitude minds, it prevents us from understanding everything anyway. And one thing to note, that God is doing this with the very people that are most unlikely to be saved from our own human standards. You see, the mercy of God is not limited by our own understanding of who will be saved. We have been given a message to show to the world the righteous path towards God. God is concerned for all mankind, and He is not willing that any would perish, because God loves saving people. Third lesson is the course of disobedience is always downward until the Lord intervenes. The course of disobedience, of running away from the Lord, is always downward until God intervenes. You see, disobedience from God towards God is not simple. We were talking about this earlier with Mark. When you disobey God, when you run away from God, we're not only affecting ourselves, we're affecting the people around us. It affects our relationships with our friends, with our families, with our co-workers, with our classmates. So it's not simple. Just like in Jonah, when he went to Joppa, he got a ship, he wanted to go to Tarshish, and he paid the price for the ship. When we disobey God, the enemy will provide the ship out for us. But we will always have to pay the price. You see, this passage that has been given to us gives us a picture of divine grace. It conveys the great reluctance. Remember, we talk about Jonah as the reluctant prophet, but let me assure you that the great reluctance is not of Jonah. Jonah was reluctant to do what he was told. But the great reluctance is that of God. God was reluctant to leave His servant in dejection and misery brought about by his own disobedience. Do you see that picture? What a great God we serve. That He comes to us again and again and again, even when we say no, and plug our ears and run away from Him. And by the rising of the great storm, He pursues His wandering child, because He loves us so much that He doesn't want us to be left in the belly of the great fish. Anyone running away from the Lord this morning? May this be a reminder to us of that God's amazing grace. He is the God of second chances. In fact, we might ask, what's next for Jonah? Right? Okay, so the fish rescued him, swallowed him, spit him out. He was now in dry land. What's next for him? He may have thought, man, I messed up pretty badly. Would God still use me? You know, I've run away, a disobedient prophet. You know what? I was His chosen servant. His trusted messenger. I was in the front line of God's ministry. Did He replace me with someone else? Have I been relegated to the last seat in the last row? Am I done with? That's probably what's going on in the mind of Jonah. Go back to your Bibles. Let's take a look at chapter 3, verse 1. Because the next chapter of the life of Jonah was written. That the word of the Lord came to Jonah the second time. What an amazing God we worship. Amen. And so the life of Jonah and the message of the Lord will be to be continued next week. Father, thank you for your grace, your amazing grace that runs after us, pursues us, and won't let go. Father, if there's anyone here who hasn't experienced this marvelous grace of God, this great mercy of this loving God, who created us, designed us for a purpose. Purpose is to have fellowship with Him and worship Him. I pray, O Lord, that you will speak to this person right now and arrest his heart or her heart, God, for you. Let this person know that he is the Son of God, or she is the daughter of the King. For those of us who are here and who have been running away from your presence, from your command, I pray, O Lord, that you will bring us back to your fellowship. As you have called the prodigal son, come back to the arms of his father. You're calling all of us who has been running away, come back to you. Never to leave your presence. As far as your part is concerned, you have promised us that you will never leave us, you will never forsake us. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like us. This we pray in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ.
All these pieces
speaks to our minds, and heals our souls, O Lord. Thank you that you are the God of the storm. And in the midst of it, O God, we can trust in you. You are the solid rock that is unmovable, unchanged. You are the constant in our life, O Lord. And so we give you praise, we give you worship. I pray that you will bless your people, O God, as we leave this place and we go through those doors, that your words, O God, will not change us and will fuel us to speak to the lost, those who don't have a relationship, this fellowship with our God the Father, the good Father. Give us opportunities, O God, and allow us to open our mouths and to tell of our story, that love truly has lifted us from the mire of the clay, lifted us from the depths of the raging waters. Your name be praised, your glory be known, for this is our worship. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Be blessed.